Hello, 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 hello. It's been a while. It's been a while. Welcome to yet another episode of the Thriving Family Table Talk, where we'll talk about the thriving marriages, and we've been having different topics and all the replays. You can catch all the replays in the YouTube channel or on to join my co-anchor on this IG live today. Today is a very, very, very interesting topic. Very, very interesting one. And the topic is how to maneuver hiccups in a thriving marriage. How to maneuver hiccups in a thriving marriage. Yes. You know, hiccup is unplanned. It just all of a sudden you find out that you are hiccuping. You are hiccuping. Some people believe that okay, you are overfed, or whatever reasons they give, you just notice that you just start to hiccup. So the hiccups in marriage, they are not planned. They come suddenly. They come unplanned, they come suddenly. And they are temporary. They are not expected to last long. That's why it's called hiccups. And so there are different types of hiccups in marriages. It could maybe be disagreements, maybe the husband or the wife had a truly long day, stressful day, and all they just want is lie down on the bed and sleep. Lie down on the bed and sleep. Good evening, Pastor Bridget. Good to have you again today. How are you and how was your day?
Fine, thank you. And you?
Fine, thank you. Yes, I was just introducing the topic. I said is how to maneuver hiccups in a thriving marriage, and I was telling them that the human body just experiences hiccups, is unplanned. Nobody plans for it. So hiccups in marriage is unplanned, is sudden, is temporal, and there are different types of hiccups in marriages. I was also telling them that maybe the husband or the wife came home stressed, and all they needed to do is have a shower, or just maybe who just lie down on the bed. They don't want any external energy. They just want to preserve themselves and just sleep. And maybe the second person wants to talk, is in the mood of talking or just being in company of the other. So those could lead to hiccups like disagreements, communication issues, when there are health issues, when they are trying to maneuver office issues, external family issues, and when there is no novelty, nothing new, nothing exciting in the relationship, you just find out that they're just going around the routine, and it might cause them some hiccups. It might even be emotional. Maybe the person wasn't spoken to. Maybe the person was long in traffic. The traffic was bad, now affected the mental state. Or maybe it's even a toxic work environment, as in the current toxic environment of one of the partners in marriage. That could also be a hiccup. So the reality of navigating the complexities of marriage requires intentional effort. It requires the willingness for both of them to work through it. There must be a deep understanding from both parties. They must understand themselves, because that's the only way they can truly thrive in the marriage. They are truly two different humans, and as they have lived experiences, it changes. Who you married 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years, 30, 40, or whatever the number of years is different, because the lived experiences are different. Then if you now add personal development, rising in hierarchy in the corporate ladder or in the business, as in, it's not the same. So the other day, what was speculating in my head is, imagine the man rising and the woman is not making intentional effort. With time, they'll be in different worlds apart. Like my mentor will say, they are talking strategy, you are talking tomatoes. Those are hiccups. So they must carry each other along. They must have understanding because of the lived experiences, the dynamics of their different times, their perspectives. Their perspective changes over time. The perspective of last year, you might not even be holding some. Then there are some values that you are trying to reorganize so that you realign. The truth is, hiccups come about when there is a misalignment. When there is a misalignment. If there is alignment, then they'll be able to navigate. You know, this is a quiet season for my husband. This is a quiet season for my wife. So let me just give space. So this evening, I want you to talk about what are the ways. Just talk generally about the topic of maneuvering the hiccups in a thriving marriage. Thank you very much. And thank you for always coming to discuss on the thriving marriage. Thank you. And it's a needed topic in a season like this, because I know some people, they'll tell you, no, it's because you're having it good. I'm not going into it. So, my darling sister, let us have your views. Thank you.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
always having me on board and for this journey that we are all learning every day. No one is perfect, and no marriage is the same,
Yes.
and different techniques, different strategies, if you are willing to be revolving around the marriage, because
Mm-hmm.
marriage itself is not a fixed formula.
Mm-hmm.
Marriage itself is not a fixed pattern.
Mm.
So definitely there are bound to be hiccups. And how do you navigate the hiccups? What do you see as hiccups? I can streamline it down that maybe weaknesses, but
Okay.
not permanent, or maybe weaknesses that were not discovered during relationship, or weaknesses that now arises as the marriage develop or grow in years. So
Yeah.
we call them hiccups because they were not like being known before. They were not like red flags, because if it was a red flags, it wouldn't be an hiccups.
Yeah.
Hiccups are, as you have said before, that is not what is permanent. It's
Mm-hmm.
temporary due to maybe health issues, financial issues, parental problems, external interference, difficulties in communication, and so on and so forth. They
Mm.
are not temporary, they are not permanent. And
Yeah.
at the same time, what, according to the topic, how to maneuver it, that's what we are looking at. So now we are now talking that one needs to identify the hiccups first,
Yeah.
because if you do not identify hiccups, you might mistaken hiccups for a red flag.
Okay.
A red flag is what you know it exists, or is existing, or it has existed before, and maybe there was now forgiveness. You said, okay, nobody is perfect, we continue with it. So those ones are red flags. You've seen it before, that okay, there is a tendency of 2 seconds breakdown, meltdown, like that.
Mm-hmm.
But hiccups are not prior notice, prior knowledge. You might just wake up all of a sudden, e.g., in case of health issue, somebody having maybe BP or having an heart attack. Nobody planned for an heart attack. But when that scenario happened, is an hiccup. Are you going to sit and living be scared of your partner's life, or not be making him to feel, oh, you are not, you have heart attack, you can't do this, you can't touch me, hurting the person? No, you are to help your partner to come out of the hiccups? Or are you not going to say, okay, because he did X and Y, Z, you're going to publicize the hiccups to the whole world, that will not make the partner to have trust in you? So hiccups are things that generally happen, that are not permanent, that keep metamorphosing from
Yeah.
one level to the other. And it's not one thing that say, hey, I've forgiven you before, and you did something similar that time. You know, can two work together? No, except they agree. So hiccups generally are like minor setbacks,
Yeah.
temporary challenges
Mm-hmm.
that one needs to, like, okay, misunderstanding or communication breakdowns. So these temporary feelings of irritation or impatience or frustration They are all hiccups, as you have said before. Inpatient might be okay, maybe long hour in traffic, or they
Mm-hmm.
had a boring day at office or a tasking day at office, and now all load is upon them. And as they are coming home, they just feel that, oh, okay, they just assume that their partner knows how their day was or how their day has been going, and now coming out to just, it could be the woman, it could be the man, maybe the woman, we like to share tears, and just be shedding tears and feeling that he doesn't care, he doesn't show concern, he's not knowing that even he himself didn't have a good day but at home, at office, but he was just able to put package himself and come home at least to still be the man he is to the children, and thinking that, okay, when we get to bedroom, I will talk what happened to me today. But you being the woman you are, you could not hold this, you just burst into tears or busted into tears in the front of the kids, and you understand. So hiccups generally happens day in, day out. But what are the ways that we can work on it? First thing is to identify the
Yeah.
hiccups,
Mm-hmm.
identify the causes. When we
Mm-hmm.
identify, okay, what are these triggers that trigger? When we identify the causes, then we'll be able to trace the triggers.
Mm-hmm.
What makes the guy to snap like this? I will give you an example of a man. He works with people on the field, like little, like, he's the boss in each of anywhere he goes to. So he has people that he work under in it, and that the tone he used to address them, you have to be bossy, you have to address, not really boss, authoritative. So, and when he's now coming back home, he will still want to put on that kind of attitude, that manner, unknowing to him, not intentionally, because he's just coming back from that place, coming straight home to the house. So the next thing, we still want to use that authoritative voice at home. And this was not the guy. But because, and this attitude was scaring the children away, this used to be a person that when he's coming home, the kids are already waiting outside. Oh, our daddy's coming, our daddy's coming. But all of a sudden, when he's coming, the kids disappeared. But because the partner had that, how will I call it now, had that sixth sense to know that, no, this is not this man. I need to help him. What did the partner did? The partner had to go outside and be waiting for him. When he's coming back, as he's parking, he will be the one to enter the car and sit with him and say, okay, cool off, this is house now, you have coming home to your kids. Anything you see, you don't need to nag and say, why is this thing here? Relax. This is your home. This is not the office you are coming from. This is not the guys you are working with on site that you tell this and that, to be able to what? Calm him down, because he himself never realized he had that kind of hiccup of nagging the kids away from him. But because he was so lucky and blessed with the kind of partner God gave him, he saw that, okay, there is hiccup. How can I come in and stand in for these kids not to know that, okay, is this my mom that I've gone to make him to change, is fake, is this who he is? No, she eavesdropped what the kids were saying, but she did not reply them. But she acted on behalf of the partner, which is their father, as in, and she too did not tell the father that you've become a scary monster at home. Imagine you telling that kind of a man that is under duress, your kids now run away from you when you are coming home. You know how it will break his heart? He will feel like a failure. Oh, I'm stressing myself, I'm doing this, and I'm not wanted in my own house again. No. But because of the woman had the sixth sense, had that wisdom and the backing of the Holy Spirit, she was able to always come in and said, okay, welcome, how was your week? Hope everything went well. Breathe in, breathe out, calm down. This how you have to go in, walking like a loving father you are. He got to a stage, okay, don't come home with this your cloth, so that at least you change your clothes and everything, bathe and relax. Don't come home with the clothes you are coming on from your place of sight. So at least that can calm you down, let you know that, okay, you are not in this uniform. You coming home. The language you use at home is completely different from what you use on site. And the thing worked. And he was able to get back his face as the loving father he is in his own house without being cited or being sidetracked. So that's one way. And also, it can also be vice versa. The other partner will like, oh, this woman, once is in kitchen, is like, once she makes any food, they don't want to eat. He will not go and meet the kids and be say, can't you see the food is not tasty again? You will know that, oh, okay, something is, this lady is having challenge. You say, okay, honey, you know what, maybe we should, don't just go to the kitchen for now, let's order something to eat. Or, okay, don't worry, let me make something, I believe there is maybe soup or something to eat, let me come in. At least for that woman to get herself, the man can come in and say, okay, let me do X and Y Z, not to make the woman scream, yell, and drive the kids away and make the kids to reject her food. You understand? Because at times when the woman have finished struggling, making all the food, and the kids say, no, I don't want to eat, the woman feel hurt. He feel
Yeah.
pain. But the man instead that is at home and see that, oh, they want this thing happen, they too, he should be able to man up, help the partner and said, cautioned the kids and said, what's going on? Why are you not eating? This food you have to eat. Let us set the table. And there's no way the table will be set as a family that they will not want to eat that food at that
Yeah.
moment. And if the guy also and the partner see that, oh, this food is of a truth, these kids are right, jokingly, you don't even need to tell your partner or your spouse that, you know, that food was terrible. You cannot use such word. If you use such word, you will break the woman more into pieces. You will just say, oh, okay, tomorrow we are eating out. Why are you eating out? For her to taste other outside meal and correct herself and say, oh, that means I've been cooking terrible food and nobody told me. You understand? Because after eating outside, you realize that, oh, my food, the taste, the food I've been cooking lately has been bad, awful. Oh, is
Mm.
that why these kids don't want to eat it? Then the woman can adjust. In maneuvering, two people must be teachable. Because
Yeah.
if you are not teachable, if two captains cannot stay in a boat, and
Yeah.
you cannot, in terms of maneuvering, you cannot correct or maneuver any hiccups in front of third parties, e.g. the kids, your in-laws, your friends. Maybe when your friends will come with their beautiful wife, with their hair done, manicure, painted, everything. Say, oh, you look gorgeous. Don't you see that one? She doesn't like dressing. She doesn't like, that is not helping to maneuver. That is tearing her down into pieces. Comparison is not maneuvering. When you are comparing a scenario and personalizing it, you are tearing down your partner. Vice versa. You cannot compare your or spouses, like your husband's friend, with your husband at home, or your
Mm.
own brother or your own father with your spouse. You are automatically tearing him off. That is not maneuvering in a
Okay.
thriving marriage. Thank
Can
you.
I can I say something? No, thank you very much because you talked about adjusting the energy and the mood to suit the dynamic life rules. Because I know clothes, they carry energy. Your
Yeah.
clothes carry energy. So, like the change of garments that the man had to engage in so that he can adjust his mood and his energy
Yes.
level. Because what drives the marriage is the energy level from both parties. If the
Yes.
energy level is wonky, then there will be issues. So both of them have to come to the party with the right type of energy, the right
Mindset.
dosage of energy. Because if you are able to maneuver you become stronger. There is a stronger bond. You connect more. There is deeper understanding and deeper intimacy. But it requires communication. And that you cannot communicate when you don't have energy, or you just communicate because they said you should communicate. No. Communication is both of you understand yourself, and there is the feedback. The feedback for as in both of you are receiving is that this needs to be addressed. You talked about comparison, unhealthy comparison. You know, there are some spouses, they just talk about themselves. They forget about the other person. Yes. That
Selfish
could be,
person.
I feel that is born out of excessive self-care. Permit me to use that word. Excessive self-care. It's okay to have self-care. But the truth is, in marriage, there's a thin line between excessive self-care and mutual care. While
Okay,
the man is
excuse me.
trying to do, okay,
Can I come in? Sorry for cutting you short. Excessive care what is a red flag,
okay.
because before the marriage become existence, that has been there, but that
Mhm.
was overlooked because excessive self-care takes place right from the onset.
Mhm.
It's not the you, those are not part of traits that develop in marriage. The only way
But
that develop is no, the seed would have been there.
no,
The seed,
I'm not disputing the fact, but what I'm trying to say, some things are subtle. So as you grow, it becomes amplified, whether through
yeah,
self-development, through increased
and
that
growth.
growth financially, spiritually, just maturity. The
Yes,
subtle red flags, they become, like there was an article I was reading recently. It said that even you start to surprise yourself in marriage. So it takes a whole lot. It takes you being mindful to be in a thriving marriage. You have to be intentional. You have to be mindful. You must always, at every point in time, remember what is the priority in this marriage? What is the purpose of this marriage? The purpose is to thrive, right? And what does it take for you to thrive in a marriage? That means your emotions, you are checking every point in time. Your energy level, you are checking every point in time. Your roles, you must be intentional so that they are not clashing. The wife role, the husband role, parenting role, brother role, uncle role, they are not clashing. It is tough, but it's doable. There was a time I was becoming overwhelmed. I got a check in my spirit. It said, write down all your roles. Start to function in all your roles using percentages. And that way, that helped me a whole lot to be able not to be clashing. As in, you can imagine in an intersection, a road intersection that has 3 or 4 intersections, as in roads intercede, as in the intersection is about 4. Imagine 4 rows clashing. There will be lack of clarity. Your energy level will be down because you will be struggling. Your inner world is in chaos. And when your inner world is in chaos, that's when the hiccup. So how do you maneuver that's in the hiccups? Where your inner world is telling you, oh, you should have done this, you shouldn't have done this, you should do this. So you must be able to understand yourself. So it's a daily work. I feel you must understand yourself. As you're understanding yourself, it's not enough that you understood yourself today. It doesn't mean that's the same level of understanding you will use tomorrow, next tomorrow, 1 month's time, down the line. You just have to keep understanding. And you must continue to understand your spouse. And the truth is, you must make room. Make room for yourself. Make room for your spouse. If you're not making room for each other, you will not be able to navigate. Because you know what it is to be in traffic, or you met a huge disappointment, and yes, it was unplanned, but you're human. Maybe at that point you couldn't just manage it. All you just need is peace, not somebody coming to add and make you feel less. So it takes grace, it takes grit, it takes intentionality. You talked about teachability. It takes a high level of resilience and remembering that there must be mutual respect. At every point in time, there must be mutual respect so that the response and the energy you are giving out, the vibes you are emitting must be positive. Because the hiccups requires positivity, not because the hiccup is already negative. So it requires positivity. And it can only be done when there is mutual trust, when there is also mutual trust. You can even have patterns. You can have good patterns that you, both of you will, like you mentioned rightly at the beginning, that there are no two marriages have the same pattern. You must have your pattern. You must have your cooling off pattern. You must have patterns that you are used to, and over time you continue to checkmate those plans. You must continue to checkmate those plans, and don't expect and expect and expect and expect and expect and over expect. It's okay to have expectations, but if the expectations are higher than what is available, then there will be issues. You are smiling. There will be the hiccups. I don't know how you want to maneuver, because if your expectations are big, grand. Let me grand as in but big, large. How do you want to navigate it? How? I know you have faith as a wife, as a husband. I know you have faith. But let's start from where you are. Marriage is being present. There are some mornings you wake up. English, they call it, I mean, that English, what do you call it now? They say you woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Truly, is there a wrong side of the bed? Is there really a wrong side of the bed? It's for you to be able to navigate and manage your emotions. Some people that are listening, they might be saying, it's easier said than done. Oh, you just have to be intentional. Marriage is work. The certificate that was given to you was given to you in advance to let you know that this one, you are working. You are working. Imagine you just entered and they gave you certificate of, I won't call it completion now, as in they are merging everything together till death do you part. Is that not to let you know that you have to continue to develop strategies? Strategy that you use for this day is not the strategy you use for tomorrow. There's a marriage I attended to recently. The officiating minister said, "Sir, I can tell you this, my daughter here is a church girl, and I hope you are a church, as in you also know about the church. What I'm telling you now talked about her story, that she's a church girl. Imagine that one, they will have to first deal with it, because there are some things they will, as when they come to start living with each other, there are some things they will deal with. Even as time goes on, when you, like for instance, you entered marriage with first degree, you now have other degrees, you are growing in the career ladder, or you are growing in business. The dynamics are changing. So there must be dynamism from both parties to be able to maneuver the hiccups. It can never be loop-sided. It can never be loop-sided. And another way to navigate is rest. Just rest. Rest. Have your own space, rest. Because when you are tired, the triggers are higher. As in, the triggers will continue to, as in, you just find out that you are on the edge. And when you're on the edge, how you will not be able to maneuver. You cannot maneuver on the edge. You can't, in fear, in perpetual fear, in anxiety, you are not able to do much. You are not able to do much. You're not able to do much. So let's hear from you so that we can wrap up this large topic we have taken today, this very interesting topic, maneuvering hiccups in a thriving marriage. Over to you, sis.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
On my own side, I will first of all say we talked about open communication.
Yeah.
When we say open communication, we communicate to understand.
Mhm.
And the communication has to be two-sided. Not one party talking, blah, 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 blah. The other is not even listening, talk less of contributing. When you start hearing yourself in a communication, it is no longer open communication, it is closed communication, and it
Okay.
is one-sided. So the communication has to be dual. You are talking, he is hearing. There is
Yeah.
nothing like I thought, I thought, I thought. when there is now hiccups, you be like, I thought you said I should leave. I thought you said I should take the car. I thought you said I should not go. No, there wouldn't be any word like such I thought when the communication is open. Then talking about the issue, express, because when there is open communication, you are able to express your feelings. You are able to tell each other the hard truths, and actively, both of you are actively listening to each other's perspective. Not only you say, okay, from where I'm coming from, this is how we do it, and just to remain like that. Oh, we have to just be taking our supper at 6, the kids have to go to bed 7, and the spouse is like, no, we eat at 9. No, 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 no. Those are like little hiccups, because they are not red flags. So you have to like agree to disagree, then you now form your own pattern. That is open communication. It could be on education, it could be on parenting. Maybe one could say, why do you nag too much? Why are you nagging these kids? You are nagging them and they are scared. They say, my mom never nagged me. I'm not for me. You should say, no, you have to nag them. They are my kids. At the end of it, as long as when you are arguing when you are disagreeing to agree, there are no third parties here. Make sure the open communication happen only between both of you when both of you are ready, not when one is tensed. Maybe in their place of work they want to drop them redundancy and everything. You are not saying, babe, can we talk? What kind of talk do you want the guy to talk? Or he just lost a contract or the woman just missed a client in the place of work. They are not giving them the accounts. You are not coming to say, honey, we have some discussion to do. What kind of discussion do you want the woman to tell you? Because you're like, are you serious? Are you joking? You'll be like, oh, okay, not again, not again. And when the woman starts saying not again, or he start telling you that no problem, just know that the whole of the problem is just centered around both of you there. So quit that communication. Make sure the environment is conducive. Make sure there is love there. Make sure both of you are willing to listen at that moment. Then that's where the open communication can come in. Remember, hiccups are not permanent. They
Yeah.
are just temporary. So it's not what you not be expatiating, elaborating. Oh, no, 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 no. It's temporary. Then the next one is empathy and understanding. Is still under communication. You know, you just have to show that empathy, that you care. Like that lady that said he was able to show empathy to the husband, like, no, honey, you can't do it like this. You can't come like a scary monster to the house. He did not use all those words. He showed empathy, like, babe, you are tense. That was your week. I know you've gone through a lot. Please, can you do me a favor? When you don't come home with this your tight clothes and all these things. Maybe that will ease the tension. Maybe, the guy never thought that he had become a scary monster at home, nagging and shouting, oh, no, no, why are you there? Why are you there? Because they count manpower and they count time. He had to monitor. Why are you doing it? Why are you standing? You have to get doing it. Get busy. So all those terminologies were part of the guy coming home with that kind of a thing, and now coming and say, whose shoe is this? Whose bag is this? Why come this is? How come, thinking like, what the heck? You want to come and be what? We better run from your space. If the guy was not lucky to have a caring person that have empathy, that was able to help him out, that was at this hiccups would have turned to major problems, and it will not be permanent. God will help us. God will show us to have empathy and see reason from the point of view of our partners, not only one just thinking it, oh, I'm right, I'm right. When you are always right, then you are at fault because you are not perfect. When you don't listen to others, then you have a lot of problem on your hands because
Mm-hmm.
you can't see yourself. Even your kids can correct you, yeah. If your kids cannot correct you, then you have done a bad parenting. So that empathy and understanding needs to be in a thriving marriage. The next one is forgiveness and moving on. Forgiveness is It's done, it's done. We no longer remember, oh, that shouting, oh, you know when you used to shout like a scary monster, because reminding them of such hiccups demoralize them, demotivate them, make them feel small. On no account must we ridicule our partner or our spouse by making them feel small, because you are opportune to correct them, because you are opportune to be the positive change agent. If God help you to be the positive change agent, you shouldn't praise yourself unnecessarily by making your spouse to be so small, insignificant.
Mm.
No. Respect and honor is due when we are maneuvering in hiccups. That we move on from that. We don't dwell on the minor hiccups. It's gone, it's gone. We forgive each other and focus on the positive aspect of reinforcement, not negative reinforcement, positive reinforcement, to build up the relationship, to spice up the thriving home. Then the next one is seeking professional help if needed. Seeking professional help if
If
needed.
needed.
If you know you are like some people that do not have like the Holy Spirit, guardian of the Holy Spirit, to help them to, like, some we know. I've even seen some spouses. There's one couple that I counseled recently. This woman practically beats the husband in front of the kids. Once the kids cry that their father touched them, he will set box and be boxing the husband in front of the children. I said, who does that? Why? You are practically making your husband to be like a furniture at home. You cannot correct your husband in front of your children. And who told you that you are also perfect? Do you think these kids don't report you to their father too? As your husband touched you and the guy was weak. I'm not living in the house, but how did I know that the kids also come to report her to him? She was shocked. She said, really? Started telling the husband he's sorry, he never knew this. Why? Because she never knew the implication of what she has been doing. She just noticed the side effect, the consequence of what she's been doing. The guy left, different apart. They were living together, but not eating together. When he's in parlor, the guy is in the room. When he's in the room, distance himself for him because he felt too ridicule for the wife to be treating him consistently in this manner with the kids. Then after calling the kids, everybody apologized to their father. They hugged themselves, they shared tears and everything. Things were resolved. Why? Because they needed professional help. And God so do, they were able to receive the help. When the man comes home now, they give the man hug. And I told them, when your mom comes to complain about your dad, tell him, Mom, not today. Don't put me in between you people. I'm a child. Let me be. Because the woman never knew, going to meet the kids, complaining, your father did S, your father did O, your father did it. And because of that, she's using the kids as a shield to come in between she and the husband by putting them on the bed and giving excuse. No, they have to stay with us today. They have to stay with us in our room, thinking that she's getting a revenge. But who does that? At the detriment of her hurting her own feelings, killing herself, falling sick? May God help us. If
Amen.
help
Amen.
is
Amen.
needed, let's get the help. We cannot do it by ourselves. If not, because we are not El Shaddai. If not, we perish. God will not let us perish. Marriage is a thing of and is to be enjoyed, not to be endured. And as a thriving home, God will help us, garnish us, give us that spirit of patience, because we need to be patient. Because if we are not patient, all this strategy we are just mentioning, it will just be like almighty formula of mathematics, algebra. That after doing it, that maths in secondary school, even you never know the meaning of that almighty formula. No place is being used again after that time. So let it not be that all this pattern we are just giving us. We need to be patient. We need to seek God's guidance. We need to know that we are the change agent by ourselves. Fine, even if you are seeing professional body, if you are not able to adjust to what they have identified in the home, the problem will continue. We are meant to change. We are meant to create effective impact and positive change, because hiccups are nature of problems. Nobody plan for it. They just happen not suddenly, and they are minor inconveniences. And if we can identify them, we can kick them out on our way, and God will help us to kick up the hiccups, and we will not expatiate it to become permanent problem by the special grace of God. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Remember, hiccups, just identify them. The disagreement, they will come. Disagreeing doesn't make you weak or make you less. When your emotions are raging, let them out, because emotions stored in the body doesn't help the man, it doesn't help the
Sickness.
woman. And
Sickness.
when the cortisol level is high in the woman, there are issues. There are issues that affect the whole well-being, the internal organs, and the general overall well-being. So hiccups in marriage should be addressed. They should be identified. And when they identify, no matter how tough it is, engage in hard conversations. Engage in hard conversations. Don't run away. Don't keep running away. Say, that's how it happened the last time. No. Insist. Put your feet on the floor. Have a discussion. Open discussion. Open communication that brings about resolution. Because both of you are in partnership. It is a covenant partnership that requires your intentional daily action, requires intentional decision making, so that you are producing good offsprings from the marriage. So with mutual respect, with trust, with communication, you'll find out that you will enjoy the marriage if you become to thrive in it, and you're able to manage your dynamic life roles. Thank you for joining us again today. We look forward to seeing you in yet another episode. Thank you very much. And please remember that the replays are on YouTube, and you can also get the replays on Reels. All other episodes, we've talked about different topics. I think this is we've done almost 20 episodes, so you can catch the replay for those desiring thriving marriages and want to improve on their marriages. Thank you, and do have a blessed part of the day. Thank you, sis. I appreciate you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye, Shani.